We've all had those moments when we thought to ourselves, dang, I should really stop eating so much junk and I should start eating healthier. That was my case when coronavirus hit and I found myself beginning to gain weight. As I searched for healthier alternatives, I began to form an addiction to smoothie bowls. Smoothie bowls are an easy, tasty, and healthy snack that can easily be made to your liking. There are 3 simple steps needed to make smoothie bowls, and that includes gathering all the materials and ingredients needed, making the smoothie itself, and preparing the bowl. In this video, I'll be showing you how I make my smoothie bowl. Alrighty, so the first thing you guys want to do is gather up all the necessary materials and ingredients. In this case, we'll be needing a blender, a spoon, a bowl, some frozen fruit, milk, yogurt, and any toppings of your choice, which in this case I've included some strawberries, some peaches, bananas, apple, honey, and granola. Now that we've gathered up all of the necessary materials and ingredients, the next thing we can do is plug in the blender and throw all of the ingredients into the blender one by one. And remember, you can use as much of the ingredient as you'd like. Finally, once they're all in the blender, we can just blend it all up until it's formed into a smoothie consistency. Once blended, we can now take our smoothie and dump it into the bowl. Now that we have our smoothie, there's only a few more steps left to go through, and one of these includes washing up each and every single piece of fruit that we've chosen as a topping, which is extremely important since we want to make sure that all of the foods that we have prepared are clean and sanitized and ready to be eaten. Okay, so now that you've washed your fruit, what you want to do is you want to take a cutting board and a knife, and you want to assemble your fruit in nice, neat rows so that you can just take each of them one by one and cut them up into decent sizes. As you can see here with the banana, they don't really have to be the same size as long as all of the fruits that you've chosen are cut up into nicely portioned sizes, so that once you begin to assemble them into your bowl, they don't overlap one another or look like you've just thrown them all over the place, but instead they look nicely organized into rows, and each of them is able to be seen perfectly on top of the bowl. Alrighty, so now that we've finally finished cutting up our fruit, which in this case is again bananas, apples, peaches, and strawberries, we can finally get to my personal favorite part of the process, which is the assembling. Assembling is not really necessary when it comes to creating smoothie bowls, but if you're a person like me who's into aesthetically pleasing food, then you'll enjoy this part just as much as I do. So right here, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take up all of our cut up fruit and just begin to place them nicely into the bowl. What you want to do is you want to start off around the edges and work your way towards the other edge of the bowl so that you can just have nice, neat rows of the fruit, and each of them is able to stand out nicely instead of just overlapping one another. Once you've laid up all of your fruit, you can take your personal topping of choice, which in my case is the granola, and just sprinkle that on top. Now that we've assembled our pretty bowl, we can add our drizzle of choice, which can literally be anything from chocolate to lechera to literally anything. But in this case, I've chosen honey because it's my favorite. Although these smoothie bowls don't seem as appealing as a bag of chips, trust me, once you start eating them, you'll become highly addicted to them, just like me.